Welcome to Heart, Love, and Soul. I'm really excited, and I'm so delighted that you are all here. I would like to begin this gathering, as we do all of our gatherings at Heart and Soul, with a prayer. So I ask you to join me in asking God's blessing on what we're doing. God of life, we ask your presence as we gather today. Give us insight, wisdom, and compassion to help our sisters and brothers in need. Open our hearts to support Daybreak here at Heart and Soul. Bless the members of the DePaul Task Force, our agency partners, our donors, and our friends. As St. Vincent de Paul prayed, help us set the world around us on fire with love. Stir our hearts and minds and spirits to do God's will. Continue your saving work in and through us as we serve the guests who come to Heart, Love, and Soul through Daybreak. And we all say, Amen. Amen. Okay, it's my job right now to welcome some of our special dignitaries that are here. I'd like to first thank Mayor Deister. I did see him, I think. Oh, our very own mayor's right here. Thank you, Mayor, for being with us. I'd like to introduce Eamon Reber. Eamon is representing Assemblyman Angelo Morinello. Andrew Dugan, did I say it right? Okay, and Andrew is here representing Senator Ort's office, and we're very grateful. Bonnie Kane Lockwood, there she is, and Chris Fahey, Christopher. Bonnie and Chris are here representing Brian Higgins' office, and we're very grateful for their presence and their support. Seth Piccarello. I know he's here, Seth. Seth is our Director of Community Development for Niagara Falls. Chris Vocchio, right here, one of our city council members who's been very supportive. Deborah Colley, there's Debbie. Debbie is the Executive Vice President at Niagara University representing Father James Marr this morning. Thank you. And I'd like to introduce Doug Elia. Wave your hand, Doug. Doug works for Montante, and Montante is the construction manager for our project. So is there anybody I missed? Please tell me if I did, because it's a little, you know how that is. So, okay. It is an exciting day for Heart, Love, and Soul. Standing on the shoulders of the Sacred Heart Prayer Group that started Heart and Soul 37 years ago, and the hope they brought to our community, we are excited to announce our Daybreak campaign for Heart and Soul. Focused on our mission to feed those in need, body, mind, and soul, Daybreak will help to close gaps in services for our vulnerable sisters and brothers in need. With area partners, Daybreak will work to strengthen the pathways between agencies and weave a more manageable network of services that support clients toward stability and independence. It is a rousing moment for our entire community, and I am so proud to be part of Heart and Soul. It is my pleasure now to introduce Robin Kruger, CEO of Community Missions. Her presence in our community and tireless work for those in need are legendary. I give you Robin, my colleague and my friend.
Legendary is a synonym for I've been around a long time, 41 years. But I'm so happy to be here this morning, and I am as excited as Sister Beth is. I'm humbled to be in the company that we're in, both from government perspective and service providers, and all of our partners that are here today. So this really is a very exciting day. My job as the chair of the Coalition for the Homeless is to bring you up to speed on how we got here. So in April of 2011, DePaul Industries was invited from Philadelphia to give a talk to over 100 individuals in this very room about what could we do to partner and help to close some of the gaps, service gaps that people were finding. So the DePaul Task Force was born, a subcommittee out of the Coalition for Homeless, and that committee met pretty much monthly for 2 or 3 years just to talk about where are the gaps, what is the population, who do we need to serve, what are the type of services that we need. Now, I can't say to you that all through those 2 or 3 years we all agreed about who those populations were, who those services were, where the gaps were, but the one thing we did find that was consistent through all of it was there needed to be a sense of coordination. There needed to be a sense of moving people forward in a system that, even for those of us who work in the system, can be complicated, can be daunting just to even get started, to make sure that people follow through. So what we did at that point was look at several models, one being Daybreak in Macon, Georgia, which is run by the Daughters of Charity in that particular area, who served over 300 homeless individuals in the Macon, Georgia area, in the downtown area. And my understanding at that particular point was that many of them were living in the woods. So this gave an opportunity to move people out of a very inappropriate homeless situation and into a space, not duplicating shelters, not duplicating soup kitchens, but to give individuals a place to shower, a place to use phones, computers, look for work, and to tie into service providers who came to them. They did not have to go and find, and it was that one-stop shop. The other model that we looked at, and one that I'm sure many of you are familiar with here, is Veterans One Stop. That's located in Buffalo with satellite offices both in Lockport and in Niagara Falls. That one-stop shop, again, is that model of having the providers come to the individual as opposed to the individual trying to navigate the system alone. So out of that became Daybreak Niagara Falls. There were individuals at the generosity of the Daughters of Charity who went to Macon, Georgia, and actually looked at that model, studied the model. Those individuals are here, Sister Nora and Jay Ben. We are grateful to them for bringing that information back. And here we are today. I applaud and am so grateful for the vision that the board of directors of Heart and Soul taking on this project. Obviously, the coalition is a gathering of all kinds of 501c3 providers, but it as itself is not a 501c3 entity, which you could certainly understand that was something that would be necessary to move this project forward and to make it a reality here in this community. So I am pleased on behalf of the coalition, on behalf of the partners, and again, very humbled in the presence of this gathering, this auspicious gathering, to be a part of opening and welcoming all of you here today to listen and hear about this exciting project. It's also my pleasure to be able to introduce to you our next speaker, which is Commissioner Anthony Restaino, who is the Commissioner of Social Services here in Niagara County. So Anthony. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin. Good morning, everybody. I'm pleased to say a few words about this important initiative that will improve the delivery of human services here in Niagara Falls. The Department of Social Services is the entryway for a variety of public benefits, such as Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, Temporary Assistance to Needy Families, and Medicaid. These resources are critical to the safety net our community provides to those in greatest need. I've often said that DSS alone cannot meet those needs. Our system is not perfect, and sometimes people fall through the cracks. They might enroll for a certain benefit, but then for whatever reason, they miss the required steps to maintain those benefits. crisis hits, and the cycle of poverty continues. The key value proposition of Daybreak is that it brings all kinds of supports and services to a single location so that people with different needs can find and access what they need. As a participant in the project, the Department of Social Services will be able to extend important services further into the community through the welcoming and supportive environment that Daybreak offers. By surrounding those in need with multiple services in one location, we increase our community's ability to have an impact. We ensure they are supported over the long term, and we improve critical communication among service providers. Daybreak will open the door to a robust network of partners whose services reinforce and strengthen each other. Job training, education, housing, legal, financial, health and wellness, veteran services, all these will be brought under one roof to maximize our collective impact. The Department of Social Services is pleased to participate in Daybreak, and we look forward to working with Heart and Soul and all of our partners. And now, I'd like to welcome Dr. Lynn Deister and Dr. Whitney Van Tyne from Heart, Love, and Soul's Board of Directors.
Good morning. I'm Lynn Deister,
Yeah, I'm Whitney.
and I'm a member of the Board of Directors of Heart, Love, and Soul, and also the co-chair of the Capital Campaign. My co-chair, Kelly Besaw, is not able to be here today. And Dr. Van Tyne is our board president and faithful volunteer in the food pantry and lunch line. We have chosen to give this wonderful organization our time and resources because of the life-changing impact it has on so many that are in need of help. We're proud to represent this organization because it provides nourishment and hope to so many individuals in our North End community. What you've heard about today is this program called Daybreak, which is the next step in our mission at Heart, Love, and Soul. It seeks to lift up those in our community who need our help the most. In an effort to move this program forward, we're dedicating a physical space for Daybreak. You can see our posters here, and the programmatic resources it needs to be successful. We seek to fuel this vision through a campaign, the most concerted fundraising effort in Heart, Love, and Soul's history.
Thank you, Lynn. Welcome, everybody. Sister Beth and our staff, my members of the board that are with us this morning. Today we're announcing a $3.5 million goal for the Daybreak campaign for Heart, Love, and Soul. And thanks to so many of our key relationships right here in our community and beyond, including individuals, families, and foundations, we have to date raised $2.6 million. And we say thank you to all those persons. So many people, and you've already heard it echoed this morning, have supported the great work here at Heart, Love, and Soul. Daybreak, as my colleague Lynn just said, is an extension, an opportunity for old friends and new to come and support our mission. As board president, I'm proud to say that 100% of our board has committed to this campaign, both in support of emotion and spirit and also fiscally. As one of many volunteers at Heart, Love, and Soul for about 10 plus years, I've been privileged to meet the guests and better understand how we can serve them. Today, we ask you to join us in whatever way you can make a difference in our community. We want to use this opportunity not only to fund Daybreak, but to extend our relationship within our community. Meet with us. Take a tour. Volunteer for a day. I'd love to have you serve food with me on Thursdays. See the impact that your involvement can have. As a person who's been doing this for over 10 years, I can tell you the profound impact it has on you as an individual when you actually see what you're giving back to somebody else. We hope that as your relation grows as ours has, you'll join us in this campaign through your fiscal support. Please be in touch with either Sister Beth or Mark Betzold or Dr. Deister or myself. Any one of us would love to work with you to help you grow in your relationship with us. And at this time, it gives me great pleasure to turn the podium over to our chair of the Capital campaign, Dr. Levesque. Dr. Levesque?
Robin, what a professional you are. She stood up here without script and was as dynamic as ever. Thank you, thank you. My script says, good morning. I am very happy to be here with all of you, and in a special way with Sister Beth, and distinguished leaders of the community. We are here to announce the start of a very important initiative, and yes, we call it Daybreak. Daybreak builds on Heart and Soul's outstanding history of service to this community, resolving the great challenges of poverty that this community has. The goal of our new program is to give more people the ability to move forward in life. This initiative is born today. Now, you and I have the challenge to develop it. Daybreak will allow us to reach more people and create long-term impact on their lives. I believe that is the same type of social investment, if you allow me to say this, that Niagara University has been emphasizing here in Niagara Falls. At NU, we try to live out the tradition of St. Vincent de Paul, our founder. We always want to meet the brokenness of the world and to meet Jesus in the hardships that our sisters and brothers endure. We must all try to bring the light and love of God into the world, all of us together. We must walk with the poor, share in their struggles, and try to be instruments of God, working for justice and dignity for everyone, especially the poor and the most vulnerable. Heart, Love, and Soul, along with many of their partners, took up that call nearly 40 years ago. God is calling us today to build Daybreak. This is our next step on the journey of faith and service. We must ask ourselves how our community should respond to the great problems we have, and we know them all. Hunger, certainly, unemployment, poverty, and sometimes even the loss of all hope. St. Vincent tells us that to respond appropriately to such problems, we have to talk first. Talk with the very people we seek to help. And we here at Daybreak have done that. Our conclusion is that Daybreak is the right response to the challenge we have before us. It gives Heart and Soul, Niagara University, and all our Daybreak partners the opportunity to transform individuals, families, and communities. We have also brought this to prayer. We believe that this great work is what God now asks us to do. And St. Vincent would say, this is a famous phrase of his, we now know what must be done. Heart and Soul and Niagara University have enjoyed a long-standing, productive partnership, especially here in Niagara Falls, and we look forward to working together again on this Daybreak initiative. I commend and sincerely thank Sister Beth and all our other city and nonprofit leaders who have worked hard and long to bring Daybreak to this community. I encourage all of us to consider how we all can now support this most important work. Let us bring it to prayer. Most importantly, let us bring it to reality. Thank you.
thank you again for coming, for your support of Heart and Soul, for your good hearts in helping our community become more compassionate and caring of one another. Thank you.